Welcome to today's Research Business Daily Report, where we have the disquieting news that your location data from just 2 apps is sufficient to reveal your identity to outsiders. And then the revelation that big data, which has been feared as something that would overtake qualitative, is actually a partner to qualitative if used properly. RBDR is sponsored today and this week by KL Communications, which asks, is your online community feeling or perhaps even becoming a little bit stale? KL Communications is ready to help you inject new life into your online community through the power of co-creation. And we'll give you some ideas, including one specific tip at the end of today's video. Columbia University and Google have partnered on new research that was revealed at the World Wide Web Conference in Montreal last week. It concludes that for those who use social media apps, just 2 of them can reveal enough information to allow linking of accounts to the same person. Brian Mastroianni of CBS News wrote, quote, those who like to show off the cool locales displayed in their Instagram photos or checking at a restaurant at Facebook might be left a little uneasy by this study's finding, end of quote. The key is a new algorithm that compares geotagged Twitter posts with those on Foursquare and Instagram from the same user. Mastroianni called the results of this social media breakthrough, quote, similar to those from past studies that looked at data points like 4 credit card purchases being enough to pick individual shoppers out from among millions of others who are making transactions at the same time. The study author, Augustine Chantreau, a Columbia Engineering Computer Science professor, said, quote, if I now tell you that your location data makes you recognizable across all of your accounts, how does that change your behavior? This is a question, he said, that we're now going to have to answer. Moving on, Ross McLean, co-founder and executive director of Over the Shoulder Company, blogged for greenbookblog.org about how scary big data seemed to him and his organization at first. Quoting McLean, we imagine big data's immense potential to capture actual behavioral data, pure and uninfluenced by the effects of observation. And we thought that it would render the qualitative that we help our clients do less necessary, end of quote. But McLean says he then began working with clients, all of whom had access to big data, and his thinking evolved to the point where he began to understand that big data could make qualitative better and that qual could help fill insight gaps left by big data. Specifically, big data has become, quote, a huge boon to smartphone-based qualitative, he said. For instance, it observes mass-scale behavior and pinpoints formerly crucial moments and points of influence. And he added that, quote, it guides smartphone qualitative to focus on exactly the right moments where consumer motivations, perceptions, and attitudes need to be understood, end of quote. And McLean offered a very specific real-world qualitative big data collaboration situation. A simple week-long smartphone qualitative project with 50 consumers who've been identified by big data can fill a picture of best potential customers by following the pathway that they take towards a buying decisions. And along the way, you collect photo collages, audio confessions, and video to really give you critical, otherwise unavailable insights. Thus, the conclusion of qualitative and big data being simpatico. That's your Research Business Daily Report, sponsored today and this week by KL Communications. Is your online community feeling or acting a little bit stale? Well, if you haven't given that idea much consideration, it might be time to do so. Online communities, after all, have been with us for 15 years, so taking optimum advantage of them today requires staying current, and KL Communications is here to freshen things up using co-creation. Don't settle for capturing the opinions of crowds, KL Communications suggests. Tap into the wisdom of those crowds. KL Communications processes have already benefited companies like Delta Airlines, Time Inc., and Bacardi. And here is today's special KL Communications tip that can elevate your online community. For researchers, they say it's important to stay abreast of trends originating from outside our industry. And that is why KL Communications is recommending that you read a book entitled Sprint: How to Solve Big Problems and Test New Ideas in 5 Days. The book was written by a team from Google Ventures. Check it out and see if it doesn't stimulate your thinking on leading collaborative sprints inside your organization. Of course, you can also visit the link in today's RBDR to find out more from KL Communications. We hope you have a great research day, and we will look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow.